Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're having a bit of technical difficulties tonight, but hopefully we can get up and running. Just got to get into a chat so we can join everyone, and we'll get underway. Righto. You boys hear me?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, mate.
Okay, I think we're live.
We are. Thank you. Well done.
So we finally getting it underway. We've had a few technical difficulties, as I was saying, but let's get to it. So tonight we are at where are we? Red Bull Ring in the rain. It's not going to be fun for everyone. So let's get qualifying under the way. Seems we're running a little bit too late. In the chat we got Brent, aka Karen Unleashed. How are you tonight, Brent?
I'm good, buddy. Hello, everybody. Looking forward to some great racing tonight. It's going to be fantastic.
Also joining us in the box for Group A will be Lucas Good Doctor. How are you?
I'm good, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, not bad. Righto, so qualifying is underway. Let me get on screen. I'm a bit second hand at the moment.
So, just a little inside info before I step behind the wheel of the beautiful Porsche. Ricky Bobby's been setting the timesheet to light tonight in that beautiful looking McLaren from Obsession. And also keep your eye on old Wakey. That NSX of his has been brutally consistent tonight.
Oh no. 2 seconds. This is how unready I am. Haven't even connected the HDMI up. Okay.
Guess what, Mr. Brent?
Red flagging?
Grid spot penalty for Morgan tonight to a Group A.
Yeah, I assume that. He's got wheel issues.
Alright, so the cars are out on track while Troy's getting himself sorted out.
Oh, nothing wants to play ball tonight, does it?
No. Alright, so leading them out in the damp, soggy and wet Red Bull Ring is Black Project for Blacklight Motorsport. We got Jimmy Superfly and the Hyundai Genesis. Those guys have made the switch from the Mercedes-Benz last week, so cars looking pretty good. You'll see that in a minute. We got the Muffin Man and the Dodge Viper for Team 53. Ricky Bobby, currently 4th on the road for Obsession Motorsport. Setting some pretty quick times of practice this afternoon as well, so will definitely be one to watch. We got Karen and P5 in the Porsche.
Hi.
Mid-pack hasn't really made himself a spot on the front yet, so hopefully we'll get up there for qualifying. We've got Scooter for Dadson Racing in the beautiful Bacchus Viper. We've got Scotty G for Cornerstone Performance, hopefully I got that right, in the Biz Media Ferrari. We got Dadson, who is filling in for Kiwi Raikkonen, I believe, in the second of the Dadson Vipers. We got Barry, currently 8th on the road for Obsession Motorsport, the second of the Tamar Cars Clarence. We got Old Wakey for Aussie Hampton Racing in the beautiful purple NSX. And right behind him we got Gazballs in the second of the Aussie Hampton NSXs. And same Black Project, we got NASCAR for Team 53 in the Alliance Civil Viper. Of course, he was a latecomer today, so just squeezed in time. And currently 13th on the road is Lucky for Lucky's Lawn Care Racing in the Autobahn Alpha.
Well, I can tell you from a bit of the practice sessions I was watching today that the Vipers are pretty quick, the Alphas are pretty quick. It'll be interesting to see how these new Hondas go around the wet track too, so hopefully we can see some good racing. Straight up we got a 149.2 from Captain Muffin. Scooter not far behind. Old Wakey goes to second. 149.28. Gazballs with a 151. Black Project with a 150. NASCAR with a 201.
Oh, jeez.
We've got Karen down in 8th. Probably the first of the Porsches, I think, tonight.
Yeah, one early Porsche in the Group B lobby tonight.
Porsche struggles a little bit here for straight line speed against these big engine cars. But it's pretty good through the corners, so hopefully they can put it all together in one little tight package and keep up with the field. Big surprise is Old Wakey.
Oh, Lucky to the top with a 49.1.
Yeah, Lucky's going to be hard to beat. I know the times he can run, he's just got to keep it nice and consistent, and I think he'll be a front runner. Although he has Captain Muffin will be down his neck tonight because he seems to have worked the Viper out. Scotty G will be another fast one. He's sorted the Ferrari out here. It was kind of hard to keep up with in the practice sessions today. Superfly goes at 150.2. There is Superfly down in 10th. So the Hyundai still a little bit off the pace at the moment.
Wakey with a 49.1. It's at the top.
49.8 from Gazballs. Don't know what the go there is. Oh, 49.8, sorry, I'm a second off the pace. Looking for a 48.8.
Come on, mate.
Alright, Old Wakey goes purple again.
Moff will be very happy to see this.
Well, they can't complain about the NSX being slow now. It's sitting on top of the ladder.
That's right.
Oh, here's another one, Ricky Bobby. Haven't seen much from Ricky Bobby this season, but he's should be able to get the McLaren some good pace around here.
Ricky Bobby has been fast in early practice today.
Lucky back to the top.
Lucky. Yep, 49 flat.
3 minutes left of qualifying. Goes quick this 10 minutes. We might jump in the...
Nobody's coming for tyres either.
I don't know, it's probably a bit tricky, the
I don't know
tyre
if you
situation
would.
here. They last a while on the wets. Oh, Ricky Bobby's gone purple. He's on the second sector. Can he bring it home for pole? 49.2 from Captain Muffin.
Scooter to the top. Scotty G in second. Whoa.
What can Ricky Bobby do? We're on with Ricky Bobby at the moment. Let's see if he can top the boards. Oh, he runs wide. Does that draw a penalty? He improves, but he's still sixth. Sixth with a 49.7, a 49.4.
Karen's still all the way down to P7 at the moment too. So the guys get around for one more lap, I would assume.
go have a look at Scooter, because Scooter's missed the first 2 rounds. He didn't miss the first 2 rounds, I'd say. He missed the first one, and then he, I think he had a disconnect in the second round, so he's going to be looking for some top results tonight, and he's certainly showing the way.
So first and second on the timesheets are also back-to-back on the road as well. So even though it's wet, they're not really going all that fast. I'm sure Scotty will be getting a little toe off that big Viper in front of him.
Oh, look at Scooter. Scooter goes a couple of tenths up again on the purple. This Viper's looking really good in the wet. I reckon if he drops into the 48.5s, he's going to be hard to beat, hard to top that. Scotty G with a really good time too, only being 1/10 behind Scooter. Got a little bit of a toe here too. What can Scooter do? 48.4. Now that's flying. The only person I think we're going to see come close might be Lucky or Captain Muffin, just through what I've seen in practice today.
That's a mega time, isn't it?
Let's see where Lucky is. Oh, he's just coming around the back section of the track. NASCAR goes at 150.5. Old Wakey. Still, he's seven tenths off the lead now. Scooter just put in a blistering time. This is all going to be on their last laps too, I think.
Yeah.
Jump back to Lucky, see if his times are improved. He's on his best. Just coming around to the last corner now.
Karen's all the way down to 9th now. Superfly in that Hyundai Genesis is in P6, so it's a great start for the little Hyundai.
No, Lucky can't improve. Back to old Wakey. There's Captain Muffin. We'll see if we can catch Captain Muffin. He might be a little bit closer. He'll be next in line. What's Captain Muffin got? Can he improve?
Wakey's up. He might get 3rd.
Well, I see the Hyundai running wide there. I don't know if Muffin's got any extra. He doesn't. Where's Wakey? Let's get back to Wakey. Next in line. Coming around to the last corner. This is it, the final lap. Can anyone top Scooter?
Gee, that car looks good though, doesn't it? Oh, second!
He'll be loving that,
Nice.
old Wakey.
Oh yeah.
Here we got Ricky Bobby in 8th. He improves to 2nd. Big statement there from Ricky Bobby. Coming out in the last flyer.
That's a massive result from the
So we've got one more on,
Session Motorsports driver.
1 or 2 more on track. So that might be Scooter actually. No. Scooter's done.
Gazballs is on his last lap. Down in P11.
Alright, 2nd of the Aussie cars. 40 seconds
Oh,
off the
no.
pace. Gaz is not a happy boy tonight.
Not NASCAR won't be all that chuffed either. He's going to be starting P14.
Oh, here we go. Round 3 in the wet. What's turn 1 going to bring us? The stewards aren't looking forward to the wet race, but it's upon us. What are we? We are 5th. Let's see what we got.
I've put a cheeky 5er on Wakey to win as well.
Here we go. We're away. It looks like Ricky Bobby's got a good start.
Geez, that McLaren's a jet off the line though, isn't it?
Oh, Ricky Bobby's
he's
run wide.
though.
Just got to fix something I haven't done yet.
Alright, as they come up to turn 3, so it'll be Scooter and Scotty. first and second. Old Wakey's trying to hold off Lucky and Ricky Bobby for third. Doesn't do it. Lucky picks up the spot third. It's a bit taily out of turn 3. Manages to hold on.
I tell you what, I was following Lucky around today in practice, and he's got that car sorted, and as little and underpowered as you think it is, it hoots around this track. Scooter 82, definitely not waiting for anyone. He's just going to try and gap him straight from the start.
Yeah.
Good start from Scotty G. He's got back around Lucky.
Karen's made up a few spots to be 6th at the moment on the road.
I'll jump on board with Karen and just show you what it looks like to be behind in the rain. A little bit misty, not too bad. But when the draft is in effect, it's even worse in the wet. So keep an eye on that. So then we go back down to Jimmy in 8th. First of the Genesis Hyundais, the Revolution race gear. Didn't want the Merc anymore. It was proven to be too much of a handful, maybe too slow, not keeping up with the pack, so they've switched over to the Hyundai, and hopefully can put in some good racing for the last few rounds of the season. Got Berry down in 9th. Sorry, keep going.
Lucky's managed to get around Scotty G for 2nd in the Alpha. Scotty's having a big look at turn 3 though. Little touch. Whoa, Wakey's in there now. Wakey's going to get...
Oh, no!
He's turned Wakey around as well. Oh, that's big drama.
Tell you what, it's the hardest place to... Not the hardest place, it's hard to pass on this track in the wet, and all that's done is give Ricky Bobby 2nd spot. Karen up to 3rd
as well. That's Dadson off at turn 4. Jeez, this is all starting to get a little bit messy all of a sudden.
What can Lucky do? That car's fast of Lucky, so he just needs to keep his head down. You're not going to gain in the pits here because there's no fuel to be put in.
No.
You can see Captain Muffin just slowly edging up onto the back of the slot.
That Genesis looks like it's been proving to be a bit of a handful there.
Yeah, he's still making us fly. Oh, I think that's Berry in the background.
Berry in the pits. He's pitted.
I don't think that was intentional.
No.
I think we can catch that. He's just coming around the last corner. He's hit the curb and it's just shot him into the pits. I don't think he had much he could do there.
So Karen's managed to get alongside Ricky Bobby out of turn 1. He's got Captain Muffin behind him in the 5B, giving him a big push up the hill to turn 3.
Now let's see if they can get through this corner. Captain Muffin, look at the Captain Muffin through there.
Drive on the Viper. Wow, that was massive.
Lucky's just thinking, I'm just going backwards, what can I do? And he's just got to... I don't know what you can do. It's hard to make a move in the wet.
Yeah.
Here comes Captain Muffin. He's going to take 2 at once.
He's going to try. He's got 1.
Reckon he'll have 2 by the end of the straight.
Geez, that Genesis is tailing behind him.
All this is doing is letting Scooter just drive off in the wind.
He's 5 seconds up the road of these guys now.
And we're only on lap 3. Scooter, definitely a Group A driver though.
Oh, Captain.
Well, there's no room to spare here.
Especially not with these guys.
Karen's just given a little bit to Ricky, let him in, and then Ricky's made the mistake. Gain the spot back. Here comes Lucky. This is like we're racing the Touring Car Masters with boost on. It's changing positions that much.
The car manages to keep his second spot for now.
Well, the Porsche, not too bad in the back end of the stint. He might be able to keep that a bay at the moment. Lucky down into third. Muffin chasing. Here we go. Watch this. Watch how far the Alpha can outbrake. It's making a liar of me right now. Captain Muffin Taylor out of the exit.
So Scotty's caught these guys now. Black Project's not far behind as well, and that's P7. So this is becoming a 5-car battle, just about for second place.
Yeah, and I can just see in the background there, Black Project. Not far off. The Hyundai catching up as well.
Yeah. Both the Aussie Hampton cars behind him.
So the Aussie Hampton cars that were really fast in qualifying are now down in 9th and 10th. I know old Wakey didn't have much choice in that, but not the start they wanted for the 40-minute race. But it is 40 minutes, that's about their only good part. NASCAR down in 11th.
Yep. He's made a few spots. He started off the back of the grid, so he's made a few spots up.
And we've also got Dadson down in 12th.
Superfly's pitting.
Right, what are we? 7.5 minutes into the race, we've already got a pit stop.
Yeah.
The Genesis is not good on tyres by the looks of things. Berry in 13th.
It's pretty even, the tyre wear. I think because there's 2 compulsory stops, it might just be a case of getting them out of the way early and going for gold.
Maybe just getting into some clean air. Probably probably what some of the drivers should probably look at doing themselves. Scooter, just Sunday drive around Red Bull Ring at the moment. He's 7.5 seconds up on Karen. The Viper just, he's got his fuel trim on 6 by the look of it, and he's just cruising around. No fuel trim,
Yep,
don't worry.
Not putting much heat in those Yokohamas.
I did test the Viper around here, and it is fairly nice. So they've obviously been doing a lot of practice. Still a nice tight battle here for second, where we got Lucky all over the back of Karen.
Jeez, if I was lucky, I'd just about come in. I don't think he's going to get very far with that Porsche in front of him.
Could be a good option. 49 flat from Scooter.
Here he comes. Blinkers going on.
Righto, good move from Lucky, I say. This will put him into clean air, or does it put him into traffic? I think the pit stop's long enough to put him into clean air. This shoots Ricky Bobby up to third.
Black Project's caught up to the back of old Wakey too. He gets real taily out of turn 1.
Scotty G down in 8th. So Scotty's had a bit of a mishap somewhere as well. You can just hear the Viper in the background. Docile V10 just going up the straight.
Alright, so Lucky's managed to get out in front of Berry and Jimmy Superfly. And he's got plenty of clean air around him, so expect a couple of pretty hot laps coming up in the Lucky's Lawn Care Little Alpha.
He's got his foot down. You can hear the wheel spin out of turn 2.
Justy Adams says Scooter needs to score 500 drift points per lap or his win doesn't count. That's a bit harsh. It's probably achievable in the Viper though, but...
Alright, so when are we going to see Scooter come in? I think by the 8.5 second lead he's got his own choice, obviously.
Oh, Karen's in.
Karen's
Muffin's in as well.
What about
That'll
laps,
be a reaction to Lucky.
lap 7?
Absolutely.
It's about the limit of the Porsche, I think. Laps, maybe not lap 7. You probably go a couple more, but you don't want to go too many more, or else the rear tyres start to go. Now, anyone that's just joined us in chat, we did have a little bit of a problem getting the stream to start, so we've finally got it done. Hopefully it's not underway, it's been underway. Hopefully it's all good at the moment. So this puts Ricky Bobby into second. It's also spreading the field out a little bit, so they've all got their own little bit of fresh air. Start putting down some consistent lap times. I really don't think anyone's got a match for Scooter. He's going to have a lonesome race out the front. Good to see Gazball's into third, but he's a little bit off the pace.
I think the only way Scooter's going to lose this, I'm not going to say how, but I think he's going to have a pretty large excursion in the beach. I'm not going to mention the other thing because that's just harsh.
Well, we're just going to keep our stream off him, so he might have a chance. Dadson going the long stint up to lap 7. Don't think he's pitted yet because he's only 18 seconds behind.
So Karen's had come out right in front of Captain Muffin, so he's lost a lot of ground to Lucky in that Alpha.
Scooter's in. Alright, so we have Lucky down in 7th. Captain Muffin's got out in front of Karen, like you were just saying. They do have a bit of fresh air in front of them. Lucky's just a little bit up the road, about 2.5 seconds.
Lucky was sitting right behind Karen before the pits too, so you can see how much time Lucky's made up with that clean air.
I could almost bet the pass happened because as they went into the pits, it was Karen in front of Captain Muffin. I could almost bet it was the straight heading to turn 2 after they come out of the pits. The Viper was able to get around.
Yeah, more than likely.
Just seeing the telemetry skip around a little bit at the moment as it's putting all the pit stops into play, into their places. See Captain Muffin just sliding through turn 1 there. You can see a whole heap of cars right behind him. So you got Berry. Berry's the start of this pack, followed by Jimmy Superfly and Gazballs. What's this Genesis got? Looks to the inside. It looks like he's made the pass. I just seen, I think it is Gazballs.
Gazballs. Yeah, he's run wide.
Just missed it. He's definitely run wide. Poor Gazballs, he hasn't had a good season this season so far. Dadson still holding on to 3rd. Going the real long stint.
Yep.
Here he comes, as I mentioned it, he pulls into the pits. Ricky Bobby's in the pits as well. NASCAR heads into the pits. Scooter, here we go.
Scotty G goes around again. So we've got to keep an eye on Lucky, who's in 6th place at the moment.
Well, it's gonna
just about to come around the last corner.
I think we might get Lucky up into 2nd here. 3rd, sorry, if Scotty's still out on track. Just going to depend where Ricky Bobby pulls out. It looks like Ricky Bobby has made some ground as he pulls out alongside Lucky.
Wow.
Captain Muffin may be in a bit of having a bit of a moment, because I'm pretty sure. Oh no, sorry, I mixed that up. That was he was with Karen Unleashed. But Lucky's made some good time. He probably a good thing he pitted early and had got in the fresh air.
Yeah.
He's pulled a good gap on Karen.
I don't think he'll be too chuffed to be sitting behind that McLaren though.
Well, let's see what Scotty G does. He's coming up to the last section of the track.
Scooter's purpled as well.
Well,
So 48.9 race lap from Captain Muffin's not bad either.
Not bad for a race lap. I can't even get that in a qualifying. Alright, Scotty G's in. So this will hand Scooter the lead. He's going to put everyone back into their places. Look at the gap Scooter has on the field. 8.5 seconds.
8.5 seconds.
I think it's
So
about
it's about what it was before he pitted. The pit stop started as well.
I'm pretty sure it's about a 25-second pit lane transfer. So that's going to put Scotty down the order a bit.
On Scotty, where is he? So Superfly's in again as well, so he's going to be the first of the two stoppers run and done.
And that's something to keep an eye on down the track. It's probably... I don't know if I'd like to be doing the two stop too early, even though we're on wets and they don't wear as fast, they still wear.
NASCAR's just finished done his second stop as well.
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
He's done his second stop.
I couldn't tell you what the average lap time is around here in the dry, offhand. I'd say it'd be around the 130s, somewhere around there, 132s, 135s.
Yeah, I think a mid one, yeah.
It does slow you up quite considerably in the wet. So Captain Muffin all over the back of Karen here. Viper just slowly but surely has the speed on the Porsche. Definitely on the straights, but it's also got some good corner speed.
Yeah, it does. I think it's it'll be a surprise package around here in the wet, that's for sure.
And Scooter's taken the fastest lap again with a 1:48.9. Just pipped Captain Muffin off. So at this stage in the race, that's maximum points for Scooter. Pole, fastest lap, and if he can take the win, maximum points. I just see someone else going into the pits. Is that Ricky Bobby? He's getting his second one out of the way as well.
Yep.
So this
And
moves.
Barry's in as well for a second stop.
This moves Lucky
So
up
Ricky
into
Bobby,
second.
Ricky Bobby will be the first of the lead guys that have done their two stops.
Old Wakey. It's not a bad gain here. So he was the one that went off in the first couple of laps, and he's up to 5th. Good recovery. Just see Black Project making some big moves out the back there. I don't know if they were big, but they looked like it at the time.
Scotty was having a little look at old Wakey there as well.
Oh no. Red Bull Ring's been double booked, Alan reckons. Hopefully it's not raining for the MotoGP. Gazball's down at 8.
We are here pretty early in the morning. So Ricky Bobby's the one to keep an eye on. He's all the way down in 11.
Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby, yep.
Oh, he's got his teammate behind him as well. Berry. How far off Berry to Ricky Bobby?
As
6.5 seconds.
yeah,
Also Jimmy Superfly battling with Berry at the moment.
So these three have all done their second stop as well.
Well, it'd be interesting to see the thoughts of the Death Grip Racing boys after tonight. I mean, it's probably a bit hard to tell being a wet race, but to see how it fares to the Merc. I mean, they're still staying with the McLaren, aren't they? Will be good to see the Genesis on a dry track. That's where we're going to see if it's made the game.
Yeah, 100%.
Scotty G's in again.
Yeah, second stop for Scotty.
Look at Scooter. 10-second lead now. Probably just stick that big V10 in fourth and just leave it around in fourth the whole track.
Yeah, probably puts it into second to come into the pits, and that's about it. So the first four have started to space themselves out a little bit now as well.
I tell you what, Scooter is making this look pretty easy. We're just on board with him at the moment. Nice and smooth. I don't want to jinx him. I just wanted to see what the perspective looked like from inside the Viper, and it's got the biggest bonnet we can see yet. Crosses the finish line for lap 13. And he has pretty much the whole straight to second place, which will be Lucky. It looks like Lucky's just pulling away from Karen now. Karen down in third. And the second Viper in the race in Captain Muffin just falling off the pace a little bit. With 17 minutes left to go, we're past the halfway. Just about everyone's done both their stops, so obviously you can do a big stint with no fresh tyres. Old Wakey up to fifth, so Old Wakey's had some big advantages.
He's purple too, he's on a lap at the moment. Not sure, I'm pretty sure the top 5, 6, I reckon the top 8 haven't stopped. Ricky Bobby's the first of the 2 stoppers, and he's just taken 9th spot away from NASCAR.
Well, Aaron's just saying the Merc couldn't be any worse. Well, it probably couldn't be.
No, she was a pig. She didn't look very good.
And you wonder why they don't handle like the Viper. I mean, it's almost the same style of car, isn't it? Big long bonnet, short back end.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. I think the wing on the AMG is a bit smaller than the one on the Viper. But apart from that, they are pretty similar in shape, that's for real.
Gaz Balls. We've got the 2 Aussie Hampton cars in the same race tonight, and Old Wakey and Gaz Balls sitting in 5th and 7th.
The wife will be happy to know that Mr. Superfly and the Death Grip Hyundai is behind both of these cars. So, the Battle of the Powers looks like it's going to be going to the gentleman camp tonight.
I tell you what, Gaz Balls has that thing drifting. Just drifted through turn 1.
He's purple again in the first sector as well, so he's definitely not taking it easy.
I was just looking at Dadson. Maybe he hasn't quite figured out the Viper yet, but not everyone likes the rain either. Lucky
No.
goes fastest.
Lucky's doing alright though, Dadson. He was a late call-up tonight, so he's doing pretty well to be rolling around an 8th spot in Group E.
So Lucky's just clawing back some time to Scooter here. Not a great deal, but he's getting there. He's pulling away from Karen. It was 1.5 seconds, now out to just over 2.
Totally what, the tyre wear between that Viper and the Alpha is absolutely no different.
Right,
I think
here,
Lucky's in it.
we're going
He
to
is
see.
too.
We're going to see the strategies play out now because Ricky Bobby, the first of the second stoppers. We don't need to watch the pits, do we?
Well, not really. Karen's in as well.
Captain Muffin stays out. Old Wakey stays out. Have to keep an eye on
So
him.
Ricky Bobby's just coming up to the second to last corner now.
Trying to remember who's done the 2 pit stops. So Ricky Bobby should be back down in not 14th, I hope.
Bobby,
No,
he was 5th at the moment. He's just done the fastest lap of the race too.
48.6. That McLaren is flying. All right, here comes Lucky. He's going to get lucky here.
Yeah, he has.
Now, this will be the difference where the tyre wear comes in. Lucky, fresh tyres, and Ricky Bobby's a couple of laps old already. It'll come at the end of this stint, towards the end of the race, is where you're going to see it.
Tell you what, he's definitely extended the gap back to Lucky though, being that clear air. He's lost half of it coming out of turn 2 as well.
Well, you're gonna give the tyres, even though it's wet, they do tend to take a lap to wear in, I guess. For Lucky.
Who would have thought that here we are, Scooter's in, lap 15 in a wet race, and Vipers 1 and 2 with an NSX in 3rd and a McLaren in 4th.
Well, it's wet. Anything can happen.
That's right.
Alright, let's see where Scooter comes out. The captain...
Muffin's in as well.
Oh, Muffin. So it's going
Old
to be Old
Wakey's
Wakey.
in as well. Black Project's in.
Well, I think you're
So
right.
I hope I was right in saying that Ricky Bob's already done a second stop. Something now look like a video, ain't it?
Well, we don't need to worry about Scooter. I think he's going to be well and truly in front. It's going to be where Old Wakey comes out, I think. Captain Muffin, sorry. As opposed to Ricky Bobby. And it looks like Captain Muffin has got a pretty good advantage here. Let's just see him exiting the pits.
The Scooter's out. The Scooter's gone.
Oh, no, that must have been Scooter I was seeing in the foreground. So he's got...
Yeah.
Ricky Bobby's got him. He's going to end up in 5th.
Yeah. It's not a bad result there from Captain Muffin, and if he puts his foot down, he might even get close to Karen. 10 minutes to go.
Look at Old Wakey though. Old Wakey just in the background, definitely catching up to these boys. He's been putting down some fast lap times. Definitely sorted the NSX in the wet, that's for sure. Followed by Black Project, who has
He's having a great.
Scotty G right behind him.
Got Jimmy Superfly just the watching brief behind these two as well, and that little Genesis.
I'm not taking anything away from anyone, but we know how well Gaz can drive. He's really struggling in that NSX in the wet because he is sitting in 10th place. And pretty much any oh, Superfly's off. He just holds on to it.
Oh no!
Caught that on camera too. What are we doing?
Jeez.
Barry a bit taily in the background of this shot too.
Tell you what, Ricky Bobby's pulling away from Lucky as well.
think Lucky will be happy with third.
I think the Obsession Motorsport 10 garage is going to go off and go late tonight if Ricky Bobby can manage to stay where he is as well.
I reckon the Obsession camp's going to be hoping for more wet weather races till the end of the season.
Yeah, I reckon you might be right.
He's got the wiper going flat out. He is in a bit of clear air. He's not really pressured from Lucky at the moment. It doesn't take much of a mistake though to fall behind, like to go half a second to a second behind anyway. A little bit of a slide, and the field, as fast as they are, they just catch up that quick. Karen in fourth.
Yeah, the Muffin Man's catching him too.
Now, has Brent been in for his second pit stop? I can't remember that one.
Yes,
think
everybody's been in.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think that's about everyone anyway.
Yep.
So Captain Muffin in fifth. Doing a good job, slowly catching Karen.
I can't repeat that, Prisky, sorry.
Old Wakey, big drive for a sixth place. We knew he had the speed. Probably hoping he was up another couple of spots because he had a bit of a dilemma on the first or second lap of the race out of turn 2. Black Project holding on to 7th at the moment. It's got Scotty G right behind him. Looks like he's going to make a move up the inside. Look at the straight line speed of the Ferrari.
It's a great little battle for 10th, 11th and 12th behind these guys too.
Scotty G takes the spot, although the McLaren's done the under-over. Over-under, whichever way you want to go. Gazball's just sticking there in 9th. Alright, let's go back to 10th, see where we're at. Alright, we got Barry, Dadson, Superfly. Seven minutes left of the race.
Scotty G managed to get Black Project at turn 3 as well. And the Muffin Man is catching Karen big time as well. It's been down to under a second now.
Back up to Karen, where is he? In 4th spot. Captain Muffin. What's he got? Does the Viper just fall off its legs at the end of a stint, or has it got the pace to go the whole way?
Tyres on those two cars there are very similar actually, so
And I
if
believe
the Muffin Man can look after that car a little bit better, you might be alright.
Womble's in chat. Welcome, Womble. Welcome, Prua. Missed them off. Aaron. See the good doctor's in there too.
Yeah.
And the Kazi one. And stickers, they're all in there tonight.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, I know the Porsche pretty well. Karen is a few laps further into his stint than Captain Muffin, because Captain Muffin pitted not too long ago. So the Porsche does handle its tyres pretty well compared to, I wouldn't say pretty well. They're not much difference in tyre wear between all these cars on a wet track, but just a little bit more of an advantage out of the Porsche. Wakey, ever so slightly gaining on Captain Muffin. Just see Scotty G in the background, who's got past Black Project a couple of laps ago.
Oh, the Muffin Man's tried backing it in there at the 90 degree at turn 4. He's lost a lot of time.
This might be due to the draft. You catch that slipstream down the straight, just missed your braking point a little bit.
Lucky's got that gap down to under a second to Ricky Bobby in second as well. I don't know if he'll quite have enough to get the job done.
with Ricky Bobby. He'll be looking for some really good results. He's not the best of the starts to the season. He's not. Sorry, I'm yawning at the moment. This is because I've just eaten. I'm going into a food coma. But yeah, Ricky Bobby, one of the Group A drivers, normally struggled a little bit maybe with McLaren. He's back in Group B, but this is not a true indication of his speed. Maybe not so much his speed, but he's a real good strategist.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he's running second, so he's not doing real bad at all.
No, he's not doing it. No, he's got the likes of Lucky and Karen and Captain Muffin behind him as well. So, and then they slouches behind the wheel, don't like.
Alright, Scooter. So he's just backed off a little bit by the look of it. He was out to 10 seconds. It's down to 8.2. He's realised he can just cruise home.
Muffin Man is all over Karen for fourth spot now. That gap's all but disappeared that Karen had in the last lap.
Just see a little bit of mistakes creeping in maybe from Captain Muffin. Just pushing that little bit too hard.
Yeah, it's very totally coming out of the corner at the moment, isn't he?
Brent just holding his line, just keeping it nice and smooth, not getting obstructed. I wouldn't say that's the word, but
Distracted.
distracted. That's the one I'm looking for from what's
There you
behind
go.
him. Wakey's still pulling in the gap, I think. Seems like he's getting closer to Captain Muffin still. It was 1.7 down to 1.6, so he's definitely got some speed. Through turn one nicely. You got to watch that little yellow ripple strip.
Might have to go down to the big purple shed this week and have a little chat to the old man, see how he got on, see if he's got any tips for the boys. Lucky hasn't really caught up to Ricky Bobby either. He's gotten to just on the second, and that's about as far as we can get at the moment.
Womble, quietly reflective, pepperoni pizza and a cold beer in the game room with the race on. That sounds like what I should have had for dinner. I did go to a barbecue before here, didn't quite eat enough. Might have to get a pizza after the race.
I think Port NASCAR has had the race to forget tonight. He's down to 13th spot. He's 56 seconds off the pace.
Yeah, the wet's just suits some people, doesn't suit others. Doesn't take much to turn the car around either. You go into a corner a little bit too hard, understeers straight off the track or turns around.
Alright, so Lucky's close to gap to Ricky Bobby here, and this will most probably be the last lap. And I think Karen will hang on to that fourth spot. I don't think Captain Muffin's going to get close enough to him on this lap.
Alright, just jump back through a little bit because trying to find who's probably going to finish the race on this lap. There we go. I think Superfly's had enough. Superfly's our first finisher. NASCAR, he will take 13th. Probably a race he doesn't want to remember. But the man of the moment, Scooter, he's back out to 9.6 seconds. Just cruising. The Viper has just made it look easy tonight. This is the
Yeah, that's a big surprise for mine.
The result he was after too. He's had a couple of who's had a disconnect and a race he couldn't make for the first round, and he's had no points so far. I still see you. Lucky. All over the back of
Lucky's
Ricky Bobby.
close.
Just coming into the last corner now. Scooter's going to take this out. First win, I believe, for Bacchus and Dadson.
Ricky with the big cover at the second to last turn. Lucky's going to try the inside. Can't get it done.
It's going to be Ricky Bobby second, Lucky third. It's a short little stint to the finish line.
Well done, Ricky Bobby.
Karen will take fourth. That's a good race from Karen, holding out Captain Muffin in fifth.
Jeez, have a look at old Wakey. He got real close there at the end.
It's a drag race for the McLaren and the Ferrari. Scotty G's just going to get it. Black Project in 8th. Gazballs will take 9th. 10th will go to Berry. Looks like he's happy the race is over. Second of the Vipers will be the second Dadson car of a Dadson for Bacchus Breweries. Alright. Group B, run and done.
It's good to see those Bacchus cars up the top. They've been there or thereabouts all season so far.
Well, they do have some pretty quick drivers in their squad. Kiwi Räikkönen and Scooter are no slouches, pretty much as far up as Group A as you can look, as far as they can probably sit their cars on a good day.
Very true. Special thanks to Brent for hosting the room tonight too.
That's all right, boys. Anytime. That was bloody. That was a great
Hard
race.
work.
Oh yeah. Don't envy us behind the wheel tonight, boys. It's bloody tricky tonight. Also, driver of the day, guys. What do you think?
I'd probably have to go old Wakey. I know Scooter made the whole thing look easy, but I think he's in a class of his own. He should have been in Group A. Hard one, really.
Very true.
Yeah.
Even Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, I think Ricky Bobby, after that first pit stop, I think he got himself out in some clear air and he used it to his full advantage, and then the rest was history from there. I think Lucky got caught up a little bit after one of his stops. He got stuck in traffic a little bit, and I think that held him up just enough. So I think I'll give mine to Ricky Bobby today.
All right, let's recap some points. Some positions. So we got Scooter. Scooter takes the win in the Viper. Ricky Bobby in second in the McLaren. Third goes the Alpha. Fourth will be the Porsche. And then the second of the Vipers will be Captain Muffin. Sixth will be Old Wakey. In the first of the NSXs, first of the Ferraris will be Scotty G in 7th. Black Project in 8th. Gazballs in 9th. Berry in 10th. Dadson comes home in 11th. Jimmy Superfly in the Genesis's first run tonight in 12th. And NASCAR, race he probably doesn't want to remember, in 13th place. And Scooter taking the fastest lap on lap 22 with a 1:48.6. Group B, run and done. Alright, so it looks like Ricky Bobby and Old Wakey are probably a tie. Maybe Ricky Bobby's just edging the driver of the days out at the moment. But as we head to Group A, let's talk about what we think the wet race was like. I think it went pretty well for a wet race, to tell you the truth. Not too many crashes. I think everyone's a little bit more careful in the wet, so they're probably just not sticking it right up the inside where they think they should be. They're just taking it easy. But it ended up just being a pretty good race. There was a few good battles and not too many incidents, so hopefully it's good for the stewards' room too.
Karen, driver of the day, Karen, 9th to 4th, and
Yep.
being races at the same time.
Yep.
somebody else, Sarah Archer, who I'm assuming is your much better half, voted for that Porsche fella. So I suppose that's two for Karen. But you're not gonna
Nah,
win
that's
some.
that's not my other half. Just on Ricky's pace and just that race, he just overcut us a little bit, and it was enough to get him out in front in that first stop. He was just phenomenal tonight. Great result.
Probably a big shout out to Scooter too. He hasn't had the best of starts, and he's pretty happy with his win by the look of the comment in the chat there. I think he definitely needed that just to keep the morale up. I think he's not the best of starts of the season. Well done, Scooter.
Yeah,
All right.
well done, mate.
Here we are, welcoming into the box. Have we got Lucas?
Howdy, boys.
How's it going?
Yeah, good. These guys are getting a bit antsy, so I'm just going to send them straight out for qualifying.
Ready to go when you are. So it was a pretty good race over in the Group B. Scooter made it look easy. I think we're going to probably see another little bit of that happen in Group A too.
Ooh, I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. There's been some interesting times been posted up by the likes of D-Flow, Knuckles, Corky, Brocky, Atom. The two Hondas are looking fast too. Jimmy,
good, very
RT
good.
and DJ Brain, both looking good. Mountain Goat's been competitive in the little Hyundai as well, so interesting field. There's going to be red flag up to qualifying too, just as some housekeeping. There's five guys on the grid that are all receiving grid place penalties. Two full teams, so Red Mist Racing and CJ Esports both received grid place penalties for not registering the drivers in time, and Morgan Davey receives a grid place penalty for not being in the lobby for the final test start. So I'll do my best to make sure that I get that both correct and on time, but we'll see how we go.
Alright, let's quickly run through the grid before they start throwing down their fast lap times. D-Flow out the front in the chill out systems for racing cars like Legends. Adam in the Green Beacon Ferrari for Red Mist Racing. Nux down in third for Autobahn livery for Lucky's Lawn Care. Corgi for Blacklight, which is the Paneski. Is that the TMR systems? Oh, he's got his own on the side, hasn't he? Xenox is his own. Artie in fifth. CJ Esports. Merlin entry. I'm not sure what Merlin is.
Garage doors.
Garage doors, there you go.
Come on, mate.
TJ, second of the Green Beacon cars. For Red Mist Racing, TX3 in seventh. For Auto 1 for Ragged Edge Racing. DJ Brain, second of the CJ Esports cars, the NSX. And we have Mountain Goat. Let's see how he goes in the Genesis tonight in the Revolution race gear for Death Grip Racing. Speedy tyres in the Jag for Counterpunch. Diego, second of the Jags for Counterpunch with the FGT light livery. Morgan Davies down in 12th. So he's the only Deeds car in the race tonight. In the Porsche for Deeds Racing. Brocky in 13th. There's Media Ferrari, Cornerstone. And Cruisin' down in 14th. Second of the chill out system cars. 4 racing cars like Legends. Alright, let's see what D-Flow's got. We know the times these Alphas can run, and he has got this thing on rails. We are missing V8 tonight. He was on top of the times here. He was faster than Brocky, let's leave it at that. But D-Flow, let's see what he's got. He's coming to the last corner, second last corner. Alpha's super quick around here, it's light, it's nimble. Not the most powerfulest, but it's fast.
Ferrari's looking strong too. Don't count the McLaren. The defo,
look at
48.8
times.
first flyer.
Corgi
does
to
a
the top.
48.3. Corgi was sideways out the last corner and washed up a heap of speed as well, and still managed to get a 48.3. TJ to second.
You know, TJ's been quick. I've been watching him today. TX3 into 5th. Gets taken out by Diego. Diego in the Jag. He's got to be loving being this far up the ladder at the moment.
The Jags have both been fast tonight so far. I saw the guys do quite a few laps, and they've been up the pointy end quite a bit of it as well.
Oh, look at Brocky. 48 flat. Yeah.
Just remember your place, guys.
He just knows how to drive this Ferrari, doesn't he? Even the GT3 Ferrari, he just knew how to drive it. Puts him 0.3 up ahead of Corgi. Mountain Goat down in 8th. So the Genesis, 1.5 seconds off Brocky at the moment. That's not to say the car's slow, that's Brocky's just next level. I'd say Mountain Goat maybe half a second off the proper pace you'll be running. DJ Brain in 9th. Speedy tyres. He hasn't really got the same speed as Diego, but there's nothing in it.
Keep an eye on Speedy though. I've seen him up as far as 3rd or 4th in the practice sessions. He's not on a good lap at the moment. I think these guys are probably going to set up for another one in a second.
I think we're going to see more from Morgan Davey as well. I've been in trouble calling him Davies. It's not his name, it's Davey.
Adam improves.
Adam in 3rd, 48.6. Now are we going to see a 47? I don't think we're going to quite get there. 48.5 from Knuckles.
You got a tow from TX3 then in the Porsche. So
Yeah.
at the moment, Adam and TJ are currently 4th and 5th on the road. Those guys have both got a 4 grid spot penalty because it's the second round in a row that they have not been registered in time for the event, unfortunately. So they've had a stacked penalty from the first round, from round 2 and now round 3 as well. So they get a 4 spot each, and DJ Brain and Artie Thunk both receive a 2 grid spot penalty because this is the first offence for those guys not being registered in time. Morgan Davey will receive a 1 grid spot penalty for not being on track for a test start.
Alright, so it just looks like TX3, the Porsche really struggles a little bit compared to the other cars here for a fast flying lap. Probably not too bad on the race pace. It's definitely going to help TX3 with all these grid spot penalties from the blokes in front. As we see Knuckles get a little bit taily. Cruising up to 9th. 0.2 off the TX3.
Cruising popped into A tonight as a last minute sort of bump up just before the B race started. Actually, he was shuffled out of B, put into A to fill the space from yourself. So he's probably a bit of a saving grace for the B field really, because he's been in fine form tonight so far.
Yeah, cruising's no slouch when it comes to him. When he gets the car right, he definitely can stick it to anyone on the grid.
Absolutely. Notice now too, just behind him there on the grid too, so Corgi and Brocky have found each other on the road. These guys are 1st and 2nd on the grid at the moment.
Speedy tyres. There we go. Where's he go? Still in 9th. What's that, 9th? 9th with a 49.6. No, 49.4. Just not finding the pace tonight, Speedy. I know he's quicker than that. Alright, let's see where Brocky is. Got a bit of a tow maybe from Corgi at the moment.
Unfortunately, Mr. Darkside, we ain't got popped into the box above at the last second. Streaming difficulties at the start of the stream tonight.
On board the Ferrari, following Corgi.
Actually close up on cruising a bit here too, so that might help both out.
Looks like TJ on the side there moves out the way.
Great job.
Maybe TJ hoping to get on a bit of a toe. You got to remember, most of these blokes up the front,
Oh, Corky just bowls it wide.
many years experience in the sim racing. Definitely know how to get the cars around these tracks and do it, make it look easy. So we still got Knuckles improves. Second. Just pips off Corky. That's a good time. That's a
Corky's just bid this lap as well, so he's not going to improve this lap round.
As Knuckles gets a penalty, that's it for Knuckles. TX3, can he improve? Sitting down in 9th place, TX3, last season's champion. Goes 0.2 quicker.
0.2 is going to be helpful. He needs to do some work though. He's 1.1 off the pole position at the moment. He will be beneficiary of some of these guys getting grid pace penalties above him though.
Tell you what though, he's got cruising in front of him. And Diego.
Corky's just barred from the lap again, so he's done now. That's him over. He can't do any better than third. He might get knocked off here by D-Flow. Adam. Diego's going to be in a good spot after qualifying. Currently 7th, 2 cars in front of him are both getting bids on penalties, so he'll be as high as 5th at least.
Well, I'm sure we will see the what do you call it? Fan club in the chat shortly. Oh, he's not going to improve this lap. He's 0.3 down, drifting the Jag around the bends.
And he comes on the best sector as well. He's just come through the second to last corner now. Currently 13th, so he's going to improve.
Morgan Davies still down in 14th, half a second off Hardy Thumb.
He's finished.
Has he got something in the bag? Are we going to see some tricks come out during the race?
Well, he's on a DS4 tonight apparently because his wheel and that's giving up the ghost. So normally a guy that uses a rig and a wheel and pedals, and she's called it up on him.
Adam moves to
So,
5th.
I don't know if I got that time, but I'll double check it. So I'll just quickly red flag these boys and go reset this grid for them real quick.
All right.
Fast as I can tonight, guys, because we're a little bit behind schedule.
Let's hope we don't get a pit glitch tonight. We didn't have one in the first race.
Well, hopefully the red flag will help with that anyway, because it's usually only a thing that happens when the race goes ahead from the qualifying. It goes straight to the race. So the last couple of times when we've had to reset after a pit glitch, that race has been fine directly after it. So fingers crossed.
Well, Scooter's just saying, are there any Vipers in the TCCA? There's not. I think Kiwi Raikkonen is not in tonight.
No. So Kiwi Raikkonen would have been in tonight, but obviously he was unavailable for the round, so Dadson stepped into B and did a bloody good job, to be perfectly honest. Oh, a couple of guys left the room.
Well, good old GT Sport not wanting to play the game.
So Diego's fan club has been around for a little while. They're just enjoying themselves with a hot cocoa at the CP suite.
Oh, right, keeping a low profile, I see.
Yeah, keeping warm.
Concentrating
Morgan
on...
Davies said He starts 16th now. Well, he's actually pretty lucky that he's picked tonight to have a hardware issue, because his grid sport penalty is now null and void because he's already last. There's not much further he can go back down.
Oh, got a couple of blue screens.
Yep, a couple of guys blue screening, but they're on their way back in. We're just waiting on 2 more to enter the lobby, and we can get this grid set up. Then we can go race them and just hope and pray that everything works.
So, I believe we will have the community event on Thursday this week, because we had the Touring Car Masters last Thursday.
That was more fun than it should have been too, I think. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, it's just... So's the 86, got to admit that too. It's even fun to call the racing, because the racing's actually come a fair bit closer, I think, just being in the 86. Everyone seems to enjoy driving it that little bit more.
Alright, everybody's in the lobby. Give me a couple of minutes to just get this organised. So we're going to go just an endurance race.
Just gives me time to wet the whistle.
Set by me. Alright. These poor buggers, they're in and out, on and off the track at the moment. Every time we change something, oh goody.
Yeah, Alan, the Touring Car Masters was pretty fun. Got to admit, that was it was good to watch. Looked like it was a ball to drive. I'm pretty sure Lucas had a good time, because we couldn't get a word into the stream other than him.
I shall do my best not to do that to you again tonight, mate. Well, anyway, guys, so back on that TCM thing, we've actually started rolling out plans for the second special event we got coming up. No date set just yet, but we're going to go TCR racing with hot hatchbacks, so the Focuses and Megans and Golfs and all of those little pocket rockets. So yeah, so keep an eye out on the community thing. We're going to try and get four separate community guys back in, not the guys that race in Touring Car Masters, probably another 4 guys we haven't had in yet, trying to spread it out a little bit.
4 new ones.
4 new guys. Hopefully we can get everybody in, have a bit of fun.
Good to get Ando 787 in there, I think. It's one of the people that seems to always be in the community events. It'd be good to see how he stacks up against some of the main series drivers.
Alright, just setting the grid now, guys. I'll be as fast as I possibly can. Apologies in advance if this is all over the show. It tends to happen when you're in a rush. But I'll do my best to make sure everyone's in the correct spot. I know these guys get upset when we accidentally move them a spot further down or up than they should be. Probably not, actually not up, just down. They get a bit on the upset side.
Carsey one's just saying his arms have just recovered from the TCM.
I bet they have. She was pretty full on with those cars. Alright, so the grid's been changed into the qualifying order. So the qualifying order was Brocky from Nux, Corky, D-Flow, Atom, TJ, Diego, Cruisin, TX3, Speedy Tides, Artie Thump, DJ Brain, Mountain Goat and Mr. Davey on the back. So now I'm going to give these 2 guys their bump down. So he's got to go down below there. He's got to go down below there.
Well, let's see some podiums. I'm going to say can't go past Brocky, but I reckon Nux is going to fight him and Corgi's going to fight him the whole way. So I reckon it's going to be... I'd like to see a new winner. So I want to say Corgi, Brocky, Nux. I think it'll be Blacklight's first win.
Yeah, I think that's correct. I can't remember if Wardo won a race or not way back in the day. Anywho.
Definitely the first win this season.
First win for quite a few seasons for us in the main series, definitely. So the grid is Cyborg off pole position with Nux beside him, Corgi off row 2 with D-Flow beside him, row 3 sees Diego and Cruisin both get a bit of a bump up. TX3 GDR goes up to 7th with Adam beside him in 8th. TJ starts out a ninth at Speedy Tyres beside him. Mountain Goat gets a double grid bonus. They're in position number 11 now as the two Hondas go down. So Artie Thump and DJ Brain now start out at 12th and 13th, and Morgan Davey off the back as he goes. So we are ready to rock and roll. Everybody pray that it all works the way it should. 40 minutes.
Hopefully. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Racing underway. Not too many people in the grandstands in the rain. Still a lot of people out though. Right, here we go. Let's jump on 5. Grid place 5. So run with Diego. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we're racing. 40 minutes, here we go. It's a race to turn 1. Who's going to get it? Looks like Brocky's got the jump. Cruises through the first turn. Looks like I've got someone on the stalled on the grid maybe. Cruising. Has he forgot? Nah, he's revving. He's not.
Looks like he's stuck.
Which puts.
Why you do this to us, GT?
Yeah, that doesn't like us at all. Brocky's not going to like that. Alright. Let's see what we can do. Hopefully we get the second one underway. They're all back on the grid at the moment.
I'm going to just shut the lobby down and reopen it real quick. Because this is going to... looks like it's going to do it again.
I think we're going to have to send some emails to GT Sport. Polyphony.
Something like that, yeah.
They're busy making Gran Turismo 7 for the PS4.
They're busy being a pain in our backside, that's what they're busy doing.
Well, I can tell you, it's a server issue because it's not the internet. We got good speeds going through the internet tonight. Before I jumped into Lucas's room, he had 5 green bars. One good thing though, the lockdown is lifted in Queensland. I'll be able to go back to gym tonight.
Hey.
Lucky you.
So, Diego, what can he do with the Jag tonight?
Well, they were pretty solid in practice, the two Jags. So I expect them to find their way up towards the front of the middle pack for sure. Maybe even a sneaky podium too if they have a pretty solid race, or the guys in front. Because we're talking about Group A as well, so you've got quite a few guys at the very top that are going to be
Dicing it out.
Dicing it out for sure, yeah. So you're going to have... I've got to reset something real quick before you all jump in. Yeah, so you're going to have a couple... It could end up being all kinds of issues at the front with guys that are door handle to door handle. And even if they are clean, they're going to slow each other up really, really badly. So plenty of room for the guys in that middle pack to pounce.
And we did see in the B race as well, the big cars were, you could just about say they had the speed over the little cars as well. So it won't take much if the little Alphas and the Porsches do find their way off the track. I think it'll be very hard for them to make their spots back up too.
It would have been good to see Kiwi Raikkonen in this race tonight after watching Scooter just fly away with the win in Group B, seeing what Raikkonen could do. We know he's super quick. But he's not on the grid, which is no one's fault, so he couldn't make it tonight. Worst part, I think, maybe with this season is we run the Group A and Group B on the same night, so if you miss a race, you miss all your points.
Yeah. Made it easier for us when it comes to streaming. And it keeps everything all sort of neat and tidy in the same night. But again, though, when you have an issue where you're not available, it does put a damper on it all.
Alright. Have you got a room back up yet?
Yep, room's up.
Oh.
I'm actually resetting the grid at the moment.
I probably should get in there then.
That'd be a good start.
So you have 5 green bars.
Well, I did a cache clean as well while we were off.
Oh yeah.
So that extra 800 megabytes might help now. TJ's up there. So I'm just setting the grid to how they qualified, and I'm going to have to just quickly bump everybody into order, but it'll probably be another 30 seconds once Mr. Davey enters in, which is almost there. And then we can go racing again.
Few
Just
cars
hope
on the
and pray that everything works.
few cars in practice. Oh, what are we looking at? We have nine turns, 4 straights, in a wet track, and a super long pit. Takes about 25 seconds for the pit lane. What do you call it? To get the car through the pits, basically.
Transit time.
Transit time. I'm lost for words every stream.
Alright, so just double checking to make sure the grid's set correctly. So Adam and TJ at 8 and 9 again as they were. Mount go down to 11. Artie Thump with the 2 Hondas are at 12 and 13. So we are ready to go.
There goes Fan Club says 11 minutes and you can swear your head off about GT. Well, let me get on track. Start the race and let's go.
Cross everything, guys.
I suppose I should give some people something to view. Alright, this is Next Level Racing Touring Car Championship. Round 3 at Red Bull Ring, about to get underway. Jump on with 5, which is Diego again. We've got 5 lights. About to go underway. We're away this time. Hopefully everyone gets off the grid.
Yep, we're all good.
This is the race. Brocky gets another good start. Knocks up into second, so he's got the jump on Corgi this time. Corgi down in third. He's got a rear view vision mirror full of alpha of D-Flow. Look at the gap they've already put on the field. A few car lengths already in one straight. Adam into 5th.
Oh, crash at the back.
I think there's TX3 in that.
And DJ Brain.
Not what we wanted. See if we can grab it. Oh, looks like TX3 just gets a bit sideways out of the corner and does it himself.
Adams had a good start. He's back to 5th. So he's just already completely fixed himself up for that grid spot penalty.
Cruising up to 6th. Well, Cruising started in around the 6th spot anyway, I think. Diego down in 7th, just slowly getting a gap between him and Cruising at the moment. He's got followed by TJ.
Rocky's just got a clean set of heels into the guys. 1.8 seconds clear now. Checking out in the Ferrari.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of a lap time Rocky puts down come the end of lap 2. Just to pull out 2 seconds straight away. And we're not talking slow people here. Corgi in 2nd, definitely one of the top drivers around. Rocky and his wheel work at play.
It's all fairly civilised so far from the Group A boys.
Yeah, I think we've seen a little bit of this in the Group B race as well. I think everyone just takes a little bit more time and just takes a bit more care, I think, on track down and it's wet. It doesn't take much to get the cars offline and into another one. D-Flow sitting in 4th. Looks like Knuckles. Looks like Knuckles just having a little bit of drama getting the Alpha to steer where he wants it to, because just dropping down the field a little bit. He's back to D-Flow at the moment, half a second between them. Rocky 48-1.
48. That's disgusting. This little pack is starting to get a bit closed up now between 3rd and looks like 6th position. Actually having issues on the hard again, so I can't get the tyre and fuel up. Not that it's really going to matter much tonight.
So we got Ferrari, McLaren, Alpha. Ferrari back to an Alpha. Alphas are strong in the front end of the field. TJ second of the actually I should go to Diego. Diego's the first of the Jags. He's not far off at the moment. We're only 4.5 minutes into it, but a lot better than the last round that the Jag entered.
I think the boys have been putting in a bit of effort in between the rounds. The water's a great leveler too, so the cars are all a lot slower than they normally would be. So they've got a good shot here to stay inside the top 10. Gets it out nice and sideways there.
TJ in 8th. Well, let's go down to Mountain Goat. So Mountain Goat is first night out in the Hyundai Genesis. It's definitely keeping pace with the field now, so it's probably a little bit more of a race car than the Merc was for him.
Yeah, by all accounts the Merc was a bucket of pus. They weren't very happy with it. And they did, in their defence, they did try and persist with it and continue on. And yeah, they just, it wasn't going to be very competitive for the rest of the season. And they asked politely whether they could change.
So, Artie Thump in 11th. He definitely ran some fast times earlier in the week. Maybe struggling a little bit. Probably come towards the end of the week and the weekend where we started seeing the times you wouldn't even think were possible. So maybe coming to terms with that in the NSX and realising it's not happening is upsetting the way he's driving tonight. But they're all still in a pack, so he's not far off the pace. We know Artie's a fast racer in the dry. Maybe he's struggling a little bit in the wet too. Morgan down in 12th. Not his usual self tonight. He is on the DS4, I believe he said.
Yeah, equipment failure tonight for Morgan.
Good to see he jumps and still gets his team some points. Some are better than none. DJ in 13th. The TX3 right behind him.
So Diogo's actually starting to close in a little bit on this, on the little Alpha pack in front of him here. He's just taking a little bits of the time out of him in the Jag, and he's bringing TJ with him. So this little, oh, someone's in too. Who's that? Someone's already dove in. Nux is already in. Okay.
This is what we
Just keeping
started.
an eye on that.
We started to see this in the Group B race too. They were pitting really early, and then they'd get a second pit stop in really early too, so they had the longest stint for the back end of the race.
I'm just watching this little gap in front here. Actually, Corky was doing a great job of shutting that gap down to about 2 seconds, and he just bowled a massive wide through turn 1 and lost over a second.
It's good to see the McLaren up on the podium at the moment anyway.
Yeah. Well, he's been ever so close to a podium for rounds 1 and 2. He was 5th in round 1 and I believe 4th in round 2, but only short of the podium by a piece of paper, width behind Kerry Reichert in the Viper. So he's on the way up, which is a good start. It's always good to see the car going further and further up the field as you go.
He's definitely losing some time to Brocky now. Is it 2 seconds before, and now it's nearly out to 4.
Yeah, he bowled that huge wide through turn 1. I think it's rattled him a little bit now, and he's lost his rhythm, so he's just going to have to get after it to get down, because he's going to have to watch for Adam, who's starting to close in. And he's also racing Knuckles, who's already pitted, so he's out in clean air right off the back of the pack there, approaching turn 4 now.
So Knuckles could get the advantage. Just doing a bit of the undercut. We'll probably see Corky pull in, and just through that little bit of a mistake, they were pretty close as it was. That little bit of a mistake might put him back behind Knuckles. Once they pit, I should say.
I think once the field cleanses, Nux is in pretty good shape here for P2. TJ goes in as well.
So we got the chill out system cars running 4th and 5th. The super drive from Cruising as well to jump into Group A and be running 5th.
Nice little battle here between 7th and 8th, so Speedy Tyres and Mountain Goat having a bit of a go.
It's a little bit weird not to hear from Mountain Goat this season. He's normally one of the front runners.
Old Death Group's had a bit of a rough season, obviously with the Mercedes not being up to the potential of the drivers. I think the car just was the massive issue there. So hopefully next season they get back. We go back to a one-make sort of style. So they'll be able to be on the same equipment as the leaders, and hopefully gets Mountain Goat back up the front where it belongs.
Just watching the back of Speedy Tyres car at the moment, and it's in drift mode. Throwing some big flames out the back as well.
Hardy Thump's starting to close in on these guys as well at the Merlin CJ Esports Honda. It's a good looking car, that.
Now the field is actually a little bit spread out at the moment. Adam's in. Moves D-Flow up to 3rd.
Diego's gone with him.
This will be interesting. We need to see Rocky and Corky pit so we can see where Knuckles comes out. And Knuckles falls into line.
He's approaching the final couple of corners now, Knuckles. Through the final turn, so he's going to pop out somewhere in relation to these guys, probably in front of the pair of them, I reckon. Because he was clear of Adam on the road before, as he just does his best lap. So he's definitely got the foot down, Knuckles.
And they can get some pace out of that little Alpha too.
It's a quick little car, as he does clear Adam, but not by a lot. Adam's going to come out right in his slipstream. So Adam on the fresher rubber as well, so this might be a bit of a battle here. This is effectively for second position.
So Adam making some gains. That doesn't leave much room for Corgi. Keeps the slot in between or in front or behind.
I think he's going to find himself popping in behind him, to be honest.
Just that
Rocky
little...
in cruise control at the moment.
Yeah, 4.5 seconds ahead of Corgi. So the new steer, here we go. Rocky's in. What's Corgi do?
Oh, Corgi goes... I don't know what he was all over the show then, trying to get the car pulled up. He's going to go long. So everybody else is going in. They're all following Cyborg in, look. So where is Nux?
The Nux was down in 10th. No, he wasn't. He was in 9th. This is what we need to watch out for.
So
We're definitely going to
he's
have
just approaching.
Brocky ahead of him.
Oh, for sure.
The one we
This
want.
literally falls off the cornerstone Ferrari. I think the Cyborg's going to be out in comfortable air now.
The one we wanted to see pit was Corgi, and he stayed out. So Brocky's already exiting the pit, so he's definitely got a good advantage.
Knuckles is going to be second. Third in the road, so he's jumped D-Flow. I think that was Cruising coming out as well. Yeah, so Adam's actually jumped D-Flow through the pits as well now. So Adam's in a really good spot at the moment. Diego maintains 7th position, TJ in 8th. So those guys haven't really changed much around. Speedy Tyres and Mount Goat are about the same. And Artie's just behind them as well, just on a second behind as well. So most of the pack hasn't really changed much.
Keep an eye on Corgi. I think the last lap he might have wanted to come in but missed it. McLaren's looking a little bit taily.
He is going to get 2 short stints at the end though. So
Alright,
you
what's
have
he
really
do?
fresh rubber at the end. He's going to have to go in surely.
Pulls in.
Yep, he's in. So Nux is who he's racing technically. Brocky's going to end up with quite a way of gap in between them.
So it must be longer than a 25-second pit transit. I'm guessing it's going to be about a 35-second pit transit because Brocky just coming around to the last corner now. About to jump onto the straight. I think he's going to clear Corgi pretty easy.
Knuckles through the final turn now. Looks like Corgi's car's only just hit in the pit box now, so he's going to be in deep trouble here. These guys are all going to pass him. Corgi's mobile. He's just climbing. You can see him climbing the hill towards the first corner. These guys are going to jump him.
Oh, I reckon he's got out in front.
Oh, it's going to be close. They're going to close up really quickly here, though. He might have got away with it.
Knuckles will be thinking, how did he do that?
Trying to figure it out myself, to be honest. So he did a 48.6 and a 48.6. So he was actually faster than Knuckles was anyway, even with the car as untidy as it was for those last couple of laps.
Well, the gap's about the same. It was 4.5 seconds before the pit stop. It's 5 now, so a little bit of a discrepancy he had in the McLaren hasn't paid off too bad. Nux in 3rd. Adam's doing a good job for Red Mist Racing to hold on to 4th at the moment. He's got to get around D-Flow through the pit stops. Cruising still sitting in 6th.
Ooh, Diego's caught him up though. This might be a little handy battle here for 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th as TJ's with him as well.
Well, the gap between TJ and Diego hasn't really moved too much either.
No. Speedy Tyres is 2 seconds behind them, but you'll feel when these guys start to catch crews and start to battle as a pack, they'll slow up a bit, and it'll bring Speedy Tyres and Artie Thump back into it. Mountain Goat's not far away either.
It's good to see Mountain Goat. Probably having a better time than the Merc. Oh, as he gets a penalty. So, where did he get that? That'll be one to look at. The next penalty burn zone is on the right on this main straight.
Was there one on the front straight?
There was. It comes down to where he got the penalty, I should say. There has been some talk this week that they're getting them a bit late down the main straight, so we'll just have to keep an eye on that one. Morgan still in 12th. Not the race he wanted.
Cruising some trouble here. He's bleeding time. He's just lost another couple of seconds. He's got Diego all over him here in the Jaguar. We're going to see the Jag fight for position here too. This is going to be good. Diego's going to need a good pass here. Cruising will make that little tiny alpha very wide.
And Cruising's one of them races that won't give his spot up easy either. Maybe a little different in the wet. There's not much you can really do. He just needs to stick to his lines, I think, because they're hard to pass around here, and the alpha can break really late for being wet.
The Jag's got a pretty good top end too though, so it might be able to run him down the straight if he gets a good run. Or out of turn 1 up the hill. Might be pretty good along there to sort of bridge the gap, especially with Slipstream is cruising it sideways there through the final turn. That's going to hurt his exit speed.
Oh, look at Brocky's fastest lap. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I do. It's disgusting.
Just had to pop it into a 47. Couldn't just leave it at a 48.
Just to make sure these guys know who he is. Dad's just vomits in the chat.
Just so you know, if V8 was racing tonight, he ran a 47.998. Alright, so TJ's still sticking with him. Just dropping off, I think.
This battle in a minute. Nah, he'll be in this in a minute. He's going to close up with these guys now because I think Diego's starting to get held up by Cruising. Just going to look up the road a bit. Looks like a bit of a battle going on up here as well. So D-Flow's right at the back of Adam as well now. They're not too far at the back of Nux.
So I'd say the without Brocky at the wheel, the Ferrari and the Alpha are pretty similar matched around the Red Bull ring.
Oh, Cruising, hold on to it. Big wiggle there through the complex.
Diego's giving him the hurry up.
I'm impressed with Diego here. He's clean as a whistle at the moment. That car has been pointing straight. Excellent corner as well. He's right on the back of Cruising now as they run into the second to last corner. He's going to go down the inside. Cruising gives him plenty of room. Don't overshoot.
Cruising back down the inside.
Oh, the Alpha sticks the nose down the inside. Nice little exchange. It's going to be straight line drag straight. Look at this. The Jag unleashed that 5 litre. Look at TJ in the background as well. He's on these guys now.
Well done from Diego.
That's a good little exchange.
Another couple of points. Now it won't be too long before TJ puts a bit of heat on Cruising.
Something tells me TJ's not going to wait as long as Diego did either. He's going to make a move right up here into turn 3. Not quite. Oh, I thought he was going to move there. It looked like he was going to go to the inside.
It's really hard to pass the Alpha at the back end of a straight because they can just outbrake you like you wouldn't believe. So if it's going to happen, it's going to happen mid-corner or a setup through an under-over. Corgi.
Good little battle pack.
5.5 seconds to Brocky. Knuckles just dropping off Corgi down to 3 seconds.
That gap's actually closing back to Adam again. He's starting to bridge that gap. And D-Flow's not far behind either. So these guys, this battle for third isn't over, I don't think. Another pit stop to come yet for these guys as well. So anything can still happen.
Cruising. He's not letting Diego go.
It's like a little terrier, isn't he? I've been calling the Alphas the Mosquito Squadron. They tend to hang around little packs, buzz around your mirrors.
Just looking at the back.
Oh, Jago bobs it wide there through the final corner. Cruises up the inside. Jag cannot get that stonking power down on the ripple strip. Cruising down the inside. See how the little Alpha can go in a straight line. Jag already rolls past him. He's out. He's offline now. He's going to have to give Cruising space. Look at TJ as well. Going to stick the nose in there in a minute. Great racing.
Be about the only time Diego thinks that the Jag's fast is in a straight line compared to the Alpha. It is pretty quick in a straight line though, the Jag. Starting to see Artie Thump maybe close up a little bit there.
Adam just had an issue through turn 3 as well, so he's just backed up to D-Flow a little bit more.
3 wide down the straight.
Wide. Now we're talking. TJ on the inside line.
Poor little Alpha just gets swallowed up.
Oh, look at him stay on the outside of him. He stays with him through the corner. That's commitment.
Maybe the
What a great battle.
maybe the tyres are just starting to fall off of the Jag at the moment. Seems to be having a little bit of trouble. He's got past Cruising and he hasn't been able to make much time away.
You're right too. Give him another lap. I reckon Artie's going to be on him too. He's closing in very quickly at the moment. 1.3 seconds behind. Taking chunks out of these 3 guys at the moment. As we've got some guys pitting again. Looks like Nux is going to pit again. And D-Flow going with him. I fair say Cruiser might go as well. In he goes. So the Alphas are all on the schedule here. You can see it. They all know what they're up to.
I think they can all run a pretty long stint in that little Alpha, so this will be their second pit stops. 15 minutes to go. A longer one for the end of the race. Brocky up the front, now 6 seconds to Corgi. As he slides out of turn 2.
He's just showing off now. So the battle's on for P4 again as TJ up the inside on the run into 2. Under brakes into 3. Should be able to get this done on the inside line.
Look at Artie Thump right there.
He's there now, yeah. Oh, a bit of hip and shoulder there. Diego gives him some space. But that's brought Artie right into this as well. Now so the Honda's on the prowl as well. He's sniffing a top 4 spot now as well.
Also, Speedy Tyres lurking in the background. A little bit off the pace.
I reckon Diego might be praying for him to catch him up, get him a bit of help.
It seems like the Jag just fallen off the pace a little bit. I mean, it's just as TJ seemed to have got around him and he's starting to put a little gap in, whereas Diego got around Cruising and just couldn't do anything with it. Speedy down in 7th. A little bit off this pack that's racing together at the moment, but he takes nothing to make a mistake and he can pounce. Mountain Goat in 8th. A little bit of drifting going on in the Hyundai.
Diego's in. I was about to call that. I would have put him in definitely. Artie Thump goes with him in the Honda, so watch these two as they come out of the pits. It's going to be a great little battle. they're going to be racing against Cruisin, who's already been around. He's just approaching the second to last corner. Quite a way away from the pit straight yet, so
Well, good
see
call.
what his outlap was like.
Good call from Artie, I think. Just pitting with Diego. He seemed to have caught him. He knows exactly where he is if he pits at the same time.
Absolutely.
Nux coming up to turn 1.
Nux should clear them quite happily. Cruisin's the one I'm watching. He's currently in 9th, just coming down over the start-finish line now. Where's the Honda? They're about to exit the pits. It's going to be close. It's going to be really close. He might grab him. He's got him.
I think he's got him. Yeah, he's definitely got him.
So you have to do all that work again.
Good early move from Cruisin. Pulled the pit stop a lap earlier.
Don't think he's out of the woods just yet though, because that car will be on really worn out rubber by the end of the race, in comparison to these two anyway. And they're less than a second from him. Oh, Diego, hold on to it. He's gone. Oh, he caught it. Oh, bit eager on exit there through 3. Just gave it a bit too much throttle.
Hasn't been too many needs for the replay tonight, but we're going to use it for this. Just gives it a little bit too many berries on the exit, pulls it sideways. Just able to hold on to it.
Adam's going to go with him, so the Ferraris all seem to be on a bit of a schedule as well. Corky stays out again, so he's going to run along again. Worked for him in the first stint, so he's been very consistent. I'm just looking at his lap times, and they're very consistent. They run 0.2 or 0.3 apart. So Nux is the next one in line. Looks like DJ Brain's gone around again too in the Honda. So he's out of sequence at the moment.
Yeah, he is 31 seconds off of Corgi, so he's way out of pace.
He's going to stick. He's going to be 3rd on the road at the moment, but he's definitely out of sequence. Nux is officially the 3rd place on the track at the moment, quite comfortably ahead of D-Flow. Adam comes out of the pits with D-Flow, so those two have closed up. They had a nice little battle going in the second stint.
So Knuckles, looks like Adam got around D-Flow. Is that what you were just talking about? Sorry.
Yeah, this battle's on too. Cruisin versus TJ. Hang on. Oh wow. Diego's dropped right off the back of this pack.
So Cruisin definitely pulled the master stroke going in early.
He's backing these guys up though. So he's in deep trouble here. He's going to be one of those guys that could go from hero to 0 any time now. So currently 7th, but he could drop back as far as 10th. TJ down the inside. Oh, look at the Alpha. Look at how late that could turn in and stay with him on the outside. He's already got the foot down. The Ferrari's still feathering on the inside line. So Cruisin's trying to stay with him on the inside. Shallow line though. Entry's going to be issued. Ferrari holds well. Great job from TJ to give him space there. He didn't have to.
Cruisin takes the spot.
Look at Artie. He's been doing that watching brief thing tonight, Artie Thumb.
Tell you what, he's going to get TJ here.
Oh!
A little bit of a touch maybe on the exit. Oh, I can see Speedy in the background just drifting.
Keep an eye on Diego too at the moment, currently 10th. He's just over a second behind this little battle pack, but the more they battle, the closer he gets. So he might be in this towards the end of the... Oh, penalty! Oh, no! Oh, that sucks. That just screwed him. He's out now. That'll be him out of the way, I think.
Who's that?
Diego grabbed a penalty on the second to last corner. So he's dropped from just under a second to 3 seconds off the back of Artie Thumb. That's probably wrote his race off now, I reckon.
He was having a good battle there at mid-race and it's slowly dwindling off for him.
He was just starting to reel these guys in too, that's the worst part. Like he was there. Oh, Cruisin just checks them all up out of turn 3.
TJ's probably getting a little bit antsy to try and get it around him and just get away from him at the moment. He's trying everything he's got.
Yep. It's just the battle on track at the moment. This went up and down again. This is pretty much the only battle on track.
The Alphas just hold that mid-corner speed really well.
It's a rough day in the office at Rankin Edge Racing, buddy. You got a car stopped in the pits. Rocky got a penalty, by the way, just to give the guy some hope. As Corky's going to close that gap down to about 4 seconds now.
Well, that was out to about 6, I think, at one point.
I think Rocky was just being a bit flamboyant on that previous lap. Trying a bit of a fastest lap sort of deal. Just to demoralise them even more. I reckon he'll get back into cruise control now and just settle himself down a bit. Penalty for speedy tyres.
So, Corgi in second. Duck still plucking away in third. We're all pretty evenly spread out at the moment. Adam's about 2.5 seconds off Nux. There's about 2 seconds back to D-Flow. 9 seconds back to cruising from D-Flow is about the only bit of entertainment on track at the moment.
Yeah, these guys have spread out a little bit too now, so they've just started to fan out a little bit.
But we don't want to use the car up too much so they can use it towards the end, I think TJ's probably thinking. Hardy in 8th. Diego down in 9th. The 2 FGT light cars are line and stern at the moment. Speedy.
Up. A little bit of a battle here for what is effectively last on the road between Mountain Goat and Mr. Davey. Morgan just stuck the nose down the inside of 4. Oh, the kid's just got it way loose on the exit of 5. These guys are doing a great job just circulating, getting some points for the team. You know, not their favourite season, not their favourite race, but just doing the right thing, getting some points.
Well, he's playing with Morgan, so he's having a bit of fun on track with one of the fastest drivers in the field. Definitely not his fastest outcome tonight because he's on a DS4, but he's still getting around pretty quick for not normally using a DS4.
Absolutely.
5.5 minutes left of the race. It's probably about 2.5 laps.
Yeah, probably right there, the fan club there. You just notice that there's no umbrellas in the stands at all. So there's some pretty hardcore racing fans in Austria that want to block the view of the people behind them, even if they're going to get a bit wet. Probably all wearing ponchos.
So Brocky slowly opening that gap back out to 5 seconds.
That battle's still going on at the moment between Morgan and Mount Goat. Morgan just goes past on the run down to 4. There you go, guys. You can have a good battle even on the back of the field. Finds some race methods. The kid goes round. Crunch. Just splats the new Hyundai against the fence. Oh dear.
Freshly painted panels will be back in the panel shop.
Great looking race car too, that one. Aaron's done a fantastic job with those new liveries, especially on such short notice. So a couple of weeks he turned around on those cars, and he's done a bloody good job with that livery. Really like that. I don't think there's actually any... Oh, there's one battle here, so it's Adam and D-Flow are pretty close together now between 4th and 5th position, so this is going to be a bit of a slug out. Looks like D-Flow is actually starting to really get on the back of Adam now.
This is going to be the tyre wear coming into play with the better tyre wear from the Alpha towards the end of the stint.
Adam cover it.
And they can brake super late.
Great bit of defensive driving there from Adam. They held out the Alpha really, really wide and has parked himself on the apex, so he didn't get under for the crisscross. This other pack's closed up again too, so Cruisen's starting to back up to TJ as well. Because the Alphas did go in early, didn't they? Earlier than everybody else.
Yeah, a couple of laps earlier.
So that gap's coming down now between the Ferrari and the Alpha as well, so TJ's starting to close that up.
Well, they've moved away from Hardy too. Diego looks like he's not far off the back of Hardy.
You're welcome, Scooter. But it's a gift. I like to make sure I bestow it upon somebody throughout the stream. Brocky's having a great race tonight, guys. Look how good Brocky's been going tonight. Fantastic effort so far from Brocky. Hasn't put a foot wrong tonight.
Brocky. Well, he hasn't
let that gap slide in again. Out to 4 seconds now, so he's actually backed that up a little bit to Corgi. I don't think he's really in any threat. He's just probably just taking the foot off a little bit. Just gone back down to 8/10, circulating for another 2 minutes.
Well, you're praying for a bit of a mistake from Brocky because Corgi's still in striking distance.
We'll be ecstatic with P2 for Corgi anyway, because that'll be a blacklight podium in Group A, which hasn't happened for a very long time, so we'll be definitely celebrating P2, don't worry about that.
Nuck still holding on third. Looks like Adam, a little bit of a gap on the Delpha.
The Delpha. Damp Alpha. So it doesn't look that close to us watching it from here, but on board with Defo, that would be a very, very close gap, and that Ferrari would be very big out front of the windshield. I've actually been in a situation quite a few times when I've been less than a second behind someone, and they're really, really big in the screen in front of you, and it's actually hard to follow that close, because they take up, especially if you use the nose camera, they take up a lot of the screen. And it's hard to pick your braking points.
Yeah, I find that a lot too, because I use the bumper cam, and if you're really close to someone, you can't actually see where you need to be for the apex.
It's on here from 5th and 6th as well. 6th and 7th, sorry. So Cruisin and TJ have caught right up. I think Cruisin might be in a bit of tyre trouble here at the moment because that Ferrari is closing in quickly. It's Hardy, 2 seconds behind. He'll be closing up as well when these guys start to battle.
Well,
as Cruisin starts to slow them up.
These are all going to be their second last laps as they go around to the start-finish line. It's going to be the final lap.
There's 2 battles to watch now. It's like Defo's got right in the back of Adam now as they get in the front straight. It's 0.2 of a second. But the Alpha just doesn't have the grunt in a straight line to pull out of the slipstream. He has a look for the corner, but he's actually losing time in the slipstream to the Ferrari. Go figure. Oh, Adam just lights him up out of 1 though. It's going to give Defo a really big look.
Just toying with him, Adam. I think he's just making it look like he can catch him at the start and then pulls away down the straight. Oh, I can see now who's behind that. Cruisin and TJ.
Oh, Adam. Oh, Defo looks down the inside. Who can get the power down better? Ferrari pulls away again. This is a good little battle, this.
I'll jump back on with Defo.
Final lap. Easy to make a mistake under this much pressure. Defo's definitely in the right spot. He's running out of options for passing opportunities though. Probably into the final turn will probably be the last time to get down the inside. Oh, TJ's just gone past Cruisin down the inside out of 4. Cruisin's going to stay with him into 5 though, down the inside again. He's going to overshoot though, surely. Way too deep. That's going to bring Artie Thump into the battle. He might not have enough time. Rocky's going to win it though.
Oh,
ding ding.
We missed it. Brocky takes first. Corgi will take second. Big drive from Knuckles.
Great little battle. Great little battle this. Oh, Adam runs really wide but manages to gather it up in time. 4th position, Defo 5th. TJ, can he hold on? He's wide. TJ's wide. Cruisen's going to have a look down the inside.
Cruisen's going to get it. Oh, I think the Ferrari might just have the speed.
Oh, Cruisen got him. He got him. Oh, it was dead heat. Dead heat. The game couldn't split him. It gave it to Cruisen. There you go. How close was that?
Diego takes 9th.
DJ Brain in the 10. Great job.
Speedy Tyres at 11. I bet you Speedy Tyres isn't happy sitting down the end of the field. Morgan takes 12th. Mountain Goat will go 13th. TX3 will round out the 14.
In the pits. We have to wait for the race to finish because he's still sitting still.
But Rocky made it look easy. Same as the first race with Scooter. Scooter made it look easy too. So maybe just being out front with some clear air is the way you need to start the rain race. So we've had a Viper victory and a Ferrari victory tonight. Well, there we go. So round 3, Group A, run and done. Let's start bringing in driver of the days. It's been a long stream. There wasn't too many things go right at the start. We got there in the end. GT Sport still tried to play havoc with us in the Group A. We've also got around that. We'll just wait for this race to finish. We'll recap the results because it's going to play out to the end. Here we go. Alright, so if we recap the results for tonight's race, Brocky takes first place. Well and truly under control this whole entire race tonight. Corgi, good to see the McLaren up into second. Nux takes third. ASR, Adam, or Red Mr. Racing, Ferrari in fourth. D-Flow in fifth. Cruisin in 6th, big race for Cruisin. I bet you he would have loved to jump into Group A and pull a 6th spot, so he'll be loving that. TJ in 7th, Artie Thump in 8th, Diego in 9th, DJ Brain in 10th, Speedy Tyres in 11th, Morgan Davey in 12th, and Mountain Goat in 13th, TX3 takes 14th, Brocky with the fastest lap, lap 9 with a 47.999. We don't want to see Brocky do that again.
Oh well, that's what happens when you put a heap of practice in though. He knows the car really well, he does a lot of laps, so he was pretty much flawless tonight. I think he had one little mistake where he picked up a penalty, but otherwise he basically photocopied lap after lap, so it's all you can really do. Shows the effort that he puts in. And a 47.999 fastest lap is just insane on a race lap in the rain.
Yeah. But he is out in front. He's racing his own race, so he's basically just doing qualifying laps.
Absolutely.
And probably none different to the practice he's done all week. So just another practice session, qualifying session, just to put down some more laps at the track he's been at all week, so it just gets faster and faster. Another big mention would be TJ. TJ had a pretty good race too. He kept up with Cruisin to get got pipped at the end there, but a good race from TJ. Cruisin, massive race, coming from Group B to jump in and get 6th. Yeah, that's about it. The two Jags, not the result they wanted. They looked promising mid-race, and then it just started to fall off towards the end.
I think they did well, to be honest, because that car, we know that car's not a super quick one. It's not the fastest car in the grid, so for them to finish in both, well, almost both, so 9th and 11th, so one of the cars inside the top 10. It's better than round 2, better than round 1. Well, not really, but you know what I mean. You know,
Yep.
they've done pretty well there, and Diego was right in that battle the whole race too, though, so he was eyesight as high as 6th for a while there as well, so you know, it just had to be one guy to get shuffled out somewhere sooner or later, so it just happened to be him. But did a great job, I think. Nux as well. He's obviously put in a lot of effort in the 4C, coming back up out of Group B. He'll be a force to be reckoned with for the rest of the season, I think. In the dry especially, it'll be interesting to see what the Alpha can do now with the Force 2 stop to sort of bring it back in with tyres against everybody else. I think he'd be a bit closer in the dry everywhere except for Bathurst, where they're going to really struggle. They don't have the straight line speed for Bathurst, unfortunately.
Well, we're probably going to round it up pretty quick tonight because she's pretty late right now. It's 20 to 10. By the look of it, we're seeing Corgi, cruising driver of the day, cruising driver of the day, cruising driver of the day, cruising driver of the day. So I think cruising probably has got this. The cruising driver of the day for Group A. Let's not forget, there's probably going to be, there is going to be Thursday night, the community race. Not sure where it is, but it's on. Check out Sector 1 YouTube. Anything you'd like to add before we get out of here, Lucas?
Probably no, just a big thanks.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Big thanks to Jimmy for having a crack tonight. Other issues again. We're going to try and sort that out, guys. I don't know what it is. We're trying to figure it out. So just bear with us. We're all hobbyists at this, so we don't really do this for a living. So we just play as we go. Also yourself there, Troy. I know it's a massive blow for you to jump out tonight to make sure the stream gets out. So we'll have to have a bit of a figure out what we're going to do about that, because didn't really give you guys much of a chance to even get a driver in to run for team points, which is something that we don't like to see, especially for a team that's right up there in the team championship standing. So we're going to have a look at that, I think. Brent for jumping in and doing a drive while race directing for the Group B lobby. It's a big effort. Thanks very much for that, mate. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I think it's been a pretty eventful day today, just trying to get this stream to happen. So it got done in the end, so it's now time to wrap it up.
Yep.
So yeah, Community Thursday. Don't forget, Sector 1 YouTube. Thanks for the viewers for chatting and watching, joining us in. Thanks to Next Level Racing for being the sponsor, and the boys in the box. Thanks to you as well. We will see you all Thursday night.